I vowed when I was 14 or 15 to never live with a woman, no matter how hard life became or if I was homeless. At that age, I saw the world through a lens of youthful idealism, believing I could navigate life on my own terms. But then I saw something that changed my mind. When you're a teenager, all you want is sweet, sugary walls and a sexy girl at school, those innocent fantasies of romance that seem so important in those formative years. But let's be real, those dreams often cloud our judgment. I don't want any of you watching this right now to act like you were thinking about going your own way. Many guys fall into the trap of companionship without truly understanding the dynamics at play. In the yard, there were 3 houses. One was a rental close to the road, bustling with noise and activity. The second was slightly above, a little more secluded, but still not far enough from the hustle. The third was perched on a hill, a safe distance from the chaos. My friend lived in that third house, a sanctuary away from the distractions of everyday life. So I called him, eager to catch up, until he told me he was on his way to meet me. As I waited, I couldn't help but reflect on the choices we make and how easily they can shift. The atmosphere around me was thick with memories of my teenage years, a blend of excitement and apprehension. Those moments of waiting, filled with anticipation, always remind me that decisions, big or small, can shape our lives in unexpected ways. While I was waiting for him, I noticed that one of the tenants was smoking a cigarette. The guy, Bacon, pleaded with the woman to let him in, but she decided to teach him a lesson. While waiting for my friend, I saw a man degrade himself to a woman because he had to rely on her. From that day on, I vowed to never be in that situation. The woman rented the house, and he was just staying there as her boyfriend. Now I'll break down the reasons why you shouldn't move in with a lady and offer you the reality that society doesn't tell you initially. Here's the deal. A lot of dudes believe that when they live with a woman under her roof, they will have more bedroom fun than if they live separately. The truth is, that's not what typically happens, and any honest married guy will tell you that over time, the bedroom fun will diminish the longer you live with a woman. When you first move in together, you guys will go at it like rabbits and have some incredible sessions. However, over time, you'll become complacent with one another, and you'll see sides of her you didn't know existed when you were apart. Before you moved in together, she made an effort to appear good to you and hide her bad habits. But once you live together, that facade crumbles. She may wear oversized shirts, sweatpants, and a bonnet around the house, and you'll be exposed to her everyday quirks and habits. Eventually, she might start talking to her friends about your relationship and sex life, because that's what women often do. She'll likely find something about you to complain about, reinforcing the idea that women can sometimes be difficult to please. Living together strips away the idealized image you have of her and reveals her as a normal human being, which can diminish attraction. Don't be fooled into thinking living with a modern woman will save you money. It's often a surefire way to live paycheck to paycheck, or just above broke. If you know what's good for you, consider everything I just listed for added protection before she moves in, and let her sign a cohabitation agreement. This can help protect you in case of disputes and make it easier to get her out if things go south. I know you want to live with your boo so you can be intimate whenever you want, but remember what I just mentioned about protecting yourself. Dealing with women isn't easy, and expectations can lead to disappointment. Another point to consider is that you may never have peace, quiet, freedom, or privacy as long as you live with a woman. She will be there every day, filling the space with conversations, sometimes trivial, sometimes deep, but often demanding your attention. You might find yourself in a constant cycle of talking, complaining, and yes, even arguing. It's easy to feel overwhelmed in an environment where every moment seems to require your input or response. Living under the same roof can blur the lines between intimacy and irritation. Those little habits that once seemed endearing can morph into annoyances over time. You may discover that your once quiet evenings are now filled with discussions about everything from household chores to personal grievances. Maintaining a peaceful home under the roof of a modern woman can become a daunting task, as the noise of everyday life drowns out your need for solitude and reflection. Some might even resort to emotional manipulation if conflicts arise, using guilt or passive-aggressive comments to gain the upper hand. It can be exhausting to navigate these emotional minefields, constantly questioning whether your feelings are valid or if you're just being too sensitive. This dynamic can create an atmosphere of tension, leaving you longing for the freedom and tranquility you once took for granted. That's all for today. I hope this gives you something to think about as you navigate your own relationships. Make sure you subscribe to my channel for more insights and discussions, and if you can relate to this story or have your own experiences to share, let me know in the comments section. Your thoughts matter, and engaging in this conversation can help us all gain a clearer understanding of these complexities. Take care, and remember to prioritize your peace of mind.